welcome to Better Call Saul Before Breaking Bad, a podcast where I, Kent Maslowski, for reasons of obsessive-compulsive disorder, force my friend Steve Ignat to watch Better Call Saul and then Breaking Bad in chronological order. This is Better Call Saul Before Breaking Bad.
Okay, we are rolling, and welcome back, everyone,
Hey,
for
everybody.
Season 3. This was the Season 3 premiere.
Yep.
This episode had no breaks
No.
whatsoever, not an ounce of fat to it.
Very intense.
Very intense.
And, I'm not one for suspense,
Yeah,
but there was a shit ton of suspense in this
yeah.
for the season opener. And wow. What? Yeah, keep it going. Gosh, first scene was we're looking at a rehash of the setup between Chuck and Jimmy. And God, I hate Chuck. Ugh, what a fucking ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're kind of meant to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's always characters in series that, like, they're written to be hated.
Yeah.
Peggy Hill and King of the Hill.
Yeah,
Written to be hated.
I never hated her.
Well, if you've watched all of King of the Hill,
Okay, well, maybe.
she's got an arc. She goes to some dark places. Anyway,
So, yeah. How that all worked out from last season, and
what Chuck did,
yeah. And then he's talking to Kim, and
Jimmy is talking to Kim.
yeah, Jimmy's talking to Kim. Kim doesn't want to hear it. God, things are just so intense, and it's like, why do you keep making problems for yourself, Jimmy? Jesus
Crazy
Christ.
intense. And then right after the ruse, we check in on Mike, who is just holding a revolver
Yeah.
and wheeling around in the desert.
That's another basic rehash. You pick it up right from the last.
Yeah,
And
you picked it up right with the taking the stick off the
taking
horn.
that little piece of dried out saguaro cactus.
There you go.
If that is not a saguaro cactus, or if I'm mispronouncing that at all, somebody just let me know.
Yeah.
Let Kent know.
Let
and-
me know, and I'll somehow let
and
him
we'll
know
fix
without
this.
the spoilers.
Or I may just continue to call it a saguaro cactus.
You know what? Sometimes things happen. All right, so Mike immediately splits
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
station
and
wagon.
He is flying down the dirt roads.
He goes to a self-serve
Junkyard.
auto yard
Yeah.
and tears the car apart.
Because he thinks he's been bugged. Well, yeah, he was. Holy cow. Finds out later on, after he's already had the cab called for him.
Yeah,
But damn.
starts to realize he's like, well, I haven't thought about the inside of the gas cap.
Right.
Yeah.
He must have left that one intact. I don't remember if he did or not.
I think there
Well,
was
then-
nothing in that gas cap,
No, there was.
but no, I don't think there was because he found one in his car.
No,
In
he
his personal
found the
car.
one, and it was that little bar. Like, he goes, oh, okay, all right. So a little sense of relief that he'd found the bug, because he knew he'd been bugged. He knows operating procedures for
You
whatever
think
you're
that's
trying
why
to
the
do.
sense of relief? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought the bug was in his personal car because he checked his.
Well, it was. They planted one on his personal car, and I'm certain they did that
So
before.
two bugs.
Huh?
Two bugs.
Yeah.
One on the
Yeah.
on the hit car.
Trackers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one on the hit car after they found it.
And one on his
'cause before
personal
they-
car.
Maybe they planted it before.
Who knows?
That's
Who are they?
crazy. Yeah, who are they? Exactly.
Maybe they were like, this is the ideal sort of car for him to choose.
I wonder if they aren't like the DEA or the CIA.
Some agency
Yeah.
that has access to military technology.
Because I mean, that's
That's military technology.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can tell from the color.
Desert color.
Yeah, like it's
Desert
very
sand.
clearly like this is some shit that was used in Iraq.
Right.
Uh, or was currently
quite
being
possibly.
used then. Yeah.
So yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah. Mike's story picks up right where it left off, and
Yeah.
it's like just hits the ground running.
So
The next scene,
yeah,
Chuck
next scene.
plays the tape for Howard.
Yeah. And Hamlin's really shitty. I mean, I don't think
Well,
he
he's more
liked Jimmy to
confused.
begin with, you know.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know what you're gonna do with this tape.
What's the purpose of this tape?
You
It's
know,
inadmissible.
He brings up the chain of evidence.
Yeah.
With, which it's like, yeah, Your Honor, I recorded this tape, and
Right.
here it is. It's like, okay, so
Yeah.
who else has seen the tape? Who else has held the tape? Like, did you
Right.
give the tape to someone? Who gave it to someone?
Yeah.
No. You recorded the tape. You planted the recorder. You recorded the tape. You took the tape out and you brought it to court.
Well,
There's nothing sketchy about that.
right. And apparently there is some statute against secret recordings. Otherwise, he
In
wouldn't
some
have mentioned it.
states.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have mentioned it either, because he did. And
Well, you could cite the precedent from another state,
right.
depending on,
Well, why would Harry do, or whatever his name was?
because there'd be a defense. And so, you
Yeah.
have to play devil's advocate.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
a big piece of what being a lawyer is, I think.
Yeah.
Shout out to Legal Eagle. Hit me up if I'm wrong. If you don't ever play devil's advocate, then I apologize, but I'm pretty sure you do.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so he has Howard listen to the tape, and then he tells him to turn the tape recorder off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the
Yeah,
next
and
thing.
he did. He
Yes.
shut it off, put it in the drawer,
That's right.
and so
Because Chuck couldn't bear to touch anything electrical.
yeah, that relates directly to the next Chuck scene.
Yeah.
And I guess let's just go to that Chuck scene.
So
So he gets Ernesto, and Ernesto's like, "Oh, I couldn't bring you Fuji apples, so I brought you Granny Smith." Nah, I don't know.
Chuck needs stuff delivered. Jimmy used to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And he added to his order, he said, I want 2 C-cell batteries also.
right, yeah. And so he gets Ernesto to put the batteries in, and the tape recorder starts up immediately.
Starts playing.
Meaning, it was set up that way. And
Had
just
to be.
before, I'm like, oh, millennial doesn't know anything about electronic or about. I mean, some of you do. I get it.
Yeah, if you know anything about cassette tapes, feel free to hit
About
us up.
magnetic media, and I'm like praying.
Yeah.
I'm like, please have a magnet in your pocket, like a really strong magnet. Like erase that evidence,
Right.
even though it may not be admissible. But now he says, so what are you gonna? I mean, going back to Hamlin,
Mhm.
he's like, what do you plan on using this for?
Right.
And he's like, well, they don't really answer that, but hey, the answer is blackmail.
Or here's maybe
Honestly.
one of the things you use it for. To have Ernesto hear it.
And then hate Jimmy or
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just to have it be out there
yeah.
as a thing, just to screw
Huh.
things up, Like Chuck
Wonder
can't
what
use it in a
good
court of
would
law,
that be?
so what is he gonna do with it?
Ugh.
Chuck is brilliant. We know that.
Third person.
He did
I don't-
all of these.
How would that be admissible at all? I mean, third person, you heard a tape recording.
It's a thing that happened though.
Yeah, that's
He made sure that
there was
Ernesto
a reason.
heard
Yeah,
it.
there's
Exactly.
a reason why it happened, but I don't think that
Exactly.
would be it.
So then
Back to Mike.
back to Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy gets a visit from an airman
Yeah. Oh, Flyboy was
who is
pissed.
unhappy.
Yeah, he's unhinged.
He accuses Jimmy of
rightfully.
creating, absolutely, of creating a soldier who never was.
Yeah.
And cites
Fudge.
Fudge Talbot. That's right. He's a hero. Anyway,
It was so weird. He was talking about Fudge, and then you hear him saying, referring to the B-29 as Fifi.
Fifi. Yeah.
Like, this is just.
Fifi's a B-29.
Yeah. Right. That was probably the one part that I laughed at.
Shut your fucking face. You don't know Fifi like I do.
Yeah, you're a horrible person. You don't know anything.
Shout out to all branches of the military. We love you all. That guy was a douchebag, and I think you'll all agree with me on that.
What?
The airman that shows
I don't
up,
think
who's
he was
in
a
love with
douchebag.
Fifi.
I don't think he was a douchebag, honestly. I get it. My dad
So
was
he's
in the Air
not.
Force.
No. I just want to point this out. This is where we're at. So he's not a douchebag,
Yeah.
but Jimmy was right to switch the addresses.
Yeah. No, I didn't say he was right to do that. I never said he was right to do that.
You don't think he was right to do it?
No, I don't think. I think he had good intentions in doing it. Okay, in doing something horrible, I
See?
think he had good intentions.
All right.
He was trying to do for Kim. You know?
Right. So he just didn't like think through what it was gonna do to his brother.
Yeah, I don't think he. Honestly, Jimmy, throughout his history in the first 2 seasons, has
good at
not
thinking
thought
things
through
through.
what the hell he's done.
Okay.
From everything, from way back.
Right. So that guy demands that he pull the commercial, and he
Yeah.
says, "There's no way I'm gonna pull the commercial."
How about you fly planes, and I'll be a lawyer.
So Mike starts like reverse engineering the
Yeah.
military technology.
He found the tracker in the station wagon. Then he finds the tracker in the car he has at home.
And he
Oh,
gets
so-
the veterinarian to bring him.
Basically, he orders another tracker,
Yeah.
and he replaces the tracker with his own
Yeah.
in the gas cap that they're going to take back and change the batteries in. They just had another one ready to throw in there.
It's very Watergate.
Yeah.
You know, Watergate, they weren't like bugging the
No, they're
room.
taping things.
No, they weren't. Not at the time. That's the thing that people don't think about when it comes to surveillance. Especially back then. They were not installing anything.
No.
What they were doing was changing batteries.
Mhm.
That's when they got caught.
Okay.
That's a big piece of surveillance. If you want round the clock surveillance or
Yeah.
something, you have to like be wary of like batteries and so forth.
Yeah.
And so he knew that, and he was like, "Oh, it's a AA battery. Well, then I will run this down in my radio, and I'll see how long it takes to do that." And then he replaced it. And so when they turned the
yeah.
battery,
Well, and
when
he stuck the
when they put the
ran
new
down the
battery in,
Yeah. So yeah, he was waiting for him with the lights out.
yep, eating pistachios.
Yep.
Shout out to pistachios.
I can't do pistachios anymore. I love them so much. I just can't.
You can have the pudding.
You can ask Dan for reasons why I won't eat pistachios now. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
reverse engineers it, learns everything about it,
well,
has
I mean,
the
he kind of already had some knowledge of it, obviously. All he didn't even open the instruction manual.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he had the serial number initially. He didn't know what the
Yeah,
thing was. And then when he got one, he read the manual.
Oh.
And he had the thing out and he was testing it. He did everything, like he learned it intimately.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good idea to do.
And then he paid $1,000 for it.
Sure. Oh, plus whatever it cost.
Yeah,
It was just $1,000 to do the thing. Yeah,
exactly.
My fish went crazy just a second ago.
One of the fish went crazy. That
Yeah.
happens when we talk about intense things. Sometimes the fish here in the studio go
Yeah,
a
they
little
get a little
nuts.
triggered.
Yeah, I've got a big ass aquarium here in the studio, and we like the fish because
Yeah.
they tend to keep you calm, but like not these fish, because these fish will just freak the fuck out sometimes.
They've jumped out of the aquarium before. Well, one of them has.
So, the car from whoever picks up the tracker,
Yeah.
drives off.
And Mikey
And
gets a little
Mike-
grin on his face. 'Cause he
Mike
knows
fucking
everything's cool.
goes to his car,
Mm-hmm.
takes the gas cap off, puts it away,
Yeah, very close.
and just like with tracker in hand, drives off down the rain-slicked, gorgeous
Oh, that was a great shot.
neo-noir road.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Wet road, wet everything. I mean, and they didn't just wet the road. It almost, I'm guessing they waited for a rain to get that shot.
No. I
Everything glistened.
I can tell you definitively they used a water truck.
Okay.
That is how movies are made. Sorry to dispel any myth, but you have to have total control of everything, so you can't just wait for rain. So what are your impressions on this? Is one episode. One episode had all these beats.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
going on. And with what? Basically 3 stories.
Yeah, you fucking hate Chuck. I think we can
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
You hate
Everybody,
Chuck.
can you all get behind me on this? Can't stand Chuck. As much as I would love to see him turn around, and I hope for it every time. With every scene that Chuck is in, I'm like, there's got to be some hope that I can turn Darth Vader back to the good side. Ugh.
You hate Chuck. You love Kim.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely adore Kim.
Jimmy's the protagonist, so you have to be with him. Howard, honestly, Howard is pretty middle of the road.
Yeah,
you know? He played it
seemingly.
like right down the middle. Like he wasn't like, good, now we can get Jimmy.
Right, right.
And then like somehow had a mustache he didn't notice, just like, twirling it,
Twirling it and wringing his hands.
Yeah, and like
That will get
kidnapped
him.
Kim and tied her to train tracks. Like he didn't do that.
Black
He
shirt,
instead
black
was
pants,
just like,
black
I
boots.
am a lawyer, and as a lawyer,
Yeah.
here are the issues that I
Right.
can see possibly arising from this situation. Yeah, he played it pretty down the middle.
So
what do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
well, I'm pretty sure it's a government agency that's tracking Mike's car, and we're gonna find that out.
So he's trailing feds.
Yeah, probably. I'm guessing. I don't think it's the cartel. I
Yeah.
honestly don't. Or it could be a rival cartel.
Mm.
I doubt it. Strongly doubt that.
You don't know anything about rival
Because,
cartels.
okay, how many people know about it? I mean, you could say, all right, well, of course Nacho knows about it. He
True.
guessed it. Now,
Maybe that's why Nacho was standing in front of Hector.
but how easy was it for Mike to figure out everything that was going on and to chase down their money truck?
Uh-huh.
He didn't have it was really simple, you know? And he even let Nacho know. He's like, dude, you're not as smart as you think you're not playing this as smart as you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so that leads me to believe that, yeah, probably a government agency has already been watching them and doesn't want Mikey interfering.
Because of the sheer brashness of the way that Hector runs his business.
Right.
Like just out in the open, just
Right.
He's like, I'm in a restaurant, counting my drug money.
Right.
What up?
And so, yeah, I think it's most likely a government agency. I mean, it's a pretty worn out plot by now as well. Like it's a plot you've seen in a dozen movies at least.
But who else is going to have technology like that?
The government agencies and
Besides anyone who can call the veterinarian.
well, people with money,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. Fair.
So, yeah, that's gonna happen. I think
Mike's going to have a good time.
God, poor Kim. I feel bad for her for having to put up with Jimmy sometimes.
Not for having to put up with him all the time?
Well, I guess they don't spend every waking moment together, but yeah, I don't know. She's got some stuff to look at, and it seems, damn man, she's just very accepting of all the shit. The reason why I think she can't know about certain things that Jimmy does is just for her peace of mind. It's like I'm trying to do things within all the parameters that are given to me. So yeah, Jimmy, you don't want to do things like that, so I can't know about your under table dealings, you know?
Yeah, well, she is like we talked about this a couple episodes ago, basically. She does all of the above board,
Yeah,
all of that law, all the
she's
super
on the up
like
and up.
exactly. And Jimmy doesn't.
Right.
So like they
Except the elder law, it seems like he's just doing that fine, but
yeah, he
there's
doesn't
no
seem to be
money
a
in
dick to the elders.
that. Yeah, he's been nice to the elders. Um, is that about all that we have?
Yeah, I suppose. So you think that Mike is trailing a government agency.
Yeah,
Hopefully we find out which one.
and I have no idea what Chuck's gonna do
Yeah.
or what he's got planned.
Something to make you hate him more, probably.
Right.
Not hard to hate Chuck at this point. Hard to hate him more.
Yep.
That's what gets tricky. But we'll probably do it. Well, we will check back in with you guys after this next episode.
All right.
And so we will catch you after that one. Take it easy.
Yep. See you guys later.